You had sued some investment advisors, which I thought was super interesting.
Yes.
Because I've had some years where I had bad returns on my investments, and some years I had really great returns, and I didn't know that was an option to sue your investment advisor. And to some extent, like maybe the advisor's just trying to do their job and it didn't work out that year, you know? And so maybe walk us through that. Like, what are the common cases that you've seen? Because you've had a couple cases like that, right?
I have, yeah. It's a big enough part of my practice. And I think that for business owners and individuals, when you are successful and you have value either in real property or in cash or money, and you have an opportunity to invest that money, and you invest that value, that could be in a portfolio, that could be in insurance policies, that could be in real estate. There's diversity is key. We're not here on
investment advice.
I know we're not here. No, there's going to be another caveat on that. I do not provide investment advice either. But in those circumstances, you often rely on professionals. Yes, those could be lawyers and accountants, but yes, those are a variety of individuals who, call themselves investment advisors or financial advisors, which is not a
protected term.
It's not a protected term, but I appreciate that for the listener that they understand that it's an individual who provides them with financial advice. But there's a lot of regulation in Canada about investments. This is a great place to throw your money because you are well protected and well regulated. We have great banking services, expensive but good. You rely on your bank. You rely on a broker, on a dealer. You rely on an agent. You rely on the members, that individual who recommends where you put your money and what you do with it. But there is human error in that too. And those professionals break the rules by accident. Sometimes it's just by accident. All professionals make mistakes. But, if those mistakes cause you that you lost revenue that year, or you bought the wrong investment product and you maintain that investment product for decades, you lose on the profit, you lose money. Sometimes you lose liquidity on that. Sometimes you lose the availability to get it. Sometimes it's locked in.
They got you in on something that
Correct. You purchased something you didn't understand. You purchased something that was out of your reach. You purchased something you were not qualified to buy. You purchased something that its purpose and its goal was completely opposite to what the real purpose of that investment was. And if you are throwing money at investments and you don't understand any of the terms that I am using, you probably need a new financial advisor to explain that stuff to you. Or you should ask them. And if they can't explain the product you bought, if they can't explain why that product is suited for you or your business, because maybe you're corporately investing, which, again, talk to your accountant, your lawyer, or your financial advisor. But if you're not doing that well and you don't understand that, and the person that you are asking questions to cannot ask questions, you can pursue for investment losses. It's possible that individual is over their head. It's possible that individual made a mistake. It's possible that person has insurance to compensate that wrong, like a doctor or a lawyer. So there is an industry of pursuing financial advisors or banks or insurers on errors that they make to be able to recover money that you may have lost. And a good place to look is to ask questions to your financial advisors. The best advice I can have for you is to open your mail. I know, it's hard.
Simple.
It is so hard. I know it's hard. I suggest opening the envelope and, wait for it, actually taking the paper out. I know. We're going unfolding it.
Same thing happens with CRA. I know.
Oh, yeah.
People, same thing with clients. Yeah.
And then you read it. I get it. You may not understand, most of that, but let's read a little bit more than just the number on the last page is honestly the best legal information. I'm not saying keep a chart and graft everything yourself, but open your mail, check what's going on, know what you invest in. It's the first step into it.
Don't just check in 10 years later.
Don't just check in 10 years later. But it's possible for small businesses and for successful individuals to suffer losses that are not just caused by the market. And you should inquire and ask questions. And it's possible for you to recover those losses by pursuing the individuals who got you into that bad deal or got you in the bad sale or made you purchase something that was unsuitable.
Okay. Well, no, that's great. Maybe a little question unrelated to the investments kind of side of things, but do you have any kind of controversial opinions or any kind of maybe again not advice, but any kind of like thoughts that that are contrary to common kind of opinion, right? Like anything that from a legal side or whatnot that you're like a lot of people think this, but really this other thing.
I think that there's two things there. The first is a lot of business owners want it all, which is great. And that's lovely. I'm supportive of that to a certain extent. And I think that that's the point, is you have to pick your battles, and you can't bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
And I think that a lot of, even in the legal profession and a lot in the business sphere would disagree with me, but there are certainly a lot of risks taken on chasing a bigger contract, chasing another project, growing.
Yeah.
When that either isn't scalable to the business or has not been planned out appropriately. And that opens up tons of risk. And that, is maybe contrary to a lot of business advice. But on a legal standpoint, pick your battles, pick your projects, and that will protect you more.